Okay, welcome. Welcome to our video tutorial. This is part of how to manage file using Java. So we have created in the previous video, we have created a project and we managed to save our text content into a file. In this video, we'll try to read data from a file and to show in our text box. So when we click save, all the content from this text box is being saved to a file. So when we click read, we are going to read all content of that file and will be displayed in this text box. So that's what we are going to do in this video. So let's go to our code, events. We will use mouse click event. And then here, the first thing we need to do is to create file reader class. File reader, NetBeans will provide me an import suggestion. So I want to import file reader and create an object called reader. And that reader only expects a file name. So I give it a file name. So let's copy the file name we used when we are doing saving to a file. Okay, so the same as we did for file writer, now for file reader 2, NetBeans will expect us to include this line in a try catch block. So here it gives us a suggestion: surround statement with try catch, because it's prone to exception because we are operating a file management code. So now in the file reader, to exactly read a file from this, read the content of this file, I have to create a buffered reader. Actually, the exact opposite of buffered writer. Buffered reader, new buffered reader, and it expects reader object. Now I have the buffered reader, so I can read everything in that file and put it in txt content text box. Okay, so what we should do is, now that we are reading from a file, the file will be read each line. So we are going to manage the content using while loop. What we are going to do is, let's create a string variable. I'll put every single line content in here. So while single line equal to buffered reader dot read line. So read line function will read every line and put it in single line. Now all I need to check is if single line is null or not. So if single line is not null, then the while loop will work. Okay, now for the read line, we have a suggestion. It says add catch clause. We have already a try catch block, but there are two exceptions. So read line function by itself will require another catch exception, catch block. So we have added that. Now in this while loop, I have a single line, the single line variable. I have the content of the file. Each line will be iterated here. So what I need to do is, I need to create a string variable called content, and it's empty now. In here, content equal to content plus single line. So this will iteratively append all the single line content into the content variable. So by the time we finished looping the file, we have all the file contents, all the file data in a variable called content. So I'll put everything into a txt set text content variable. So this will assign all the content or all the data from the file to txt content text box. So let's try our code. Let's run it and see if it works. Okay, so click read, and here is our file. Let's update this file. So it's going to be blah blah blah. Okay, now let's save it, and now let's create this text box and hit read. So now all the content will be read and being loaded to our text box. So this is our data from the file. Okay, now our text box is not being enabled for multi-line by default, so it's not going to wrap up. We can change its property. Okay, so this is how we are going to manage file management. In the previous video, we have seen how to write content to a file, and in this video we have seen how to read our content from a file. So that's all for this video series. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe our channel for future videos. Also, please write your comment on our comment section below. Thank you.